Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear students. I hope you are fine and in the best of your health and spirits. Dear students, today we are going to do the summary of the lesson School versus Education, and this story has been written by Russel Baker. This is very interesting story and it is about the education system and the effects of society on children. The difference between school and education, according to Russel Baker, is that children learn basic education at the young age of 6, and what they learn by observing their parents, siblings, and television before they go to school. The writer says that a child of 6 years learns every good and every bad thing from the television, from the parents, and from the siblings. And when he is of 6 years old, he goes to school for further education. He learns from his teachers and classmates, and this is how he learns many things. During formal education, a child only learns about passing tests because each child is so different in the school system because the different environment of their homes. Every child belongs to different home, so they would have different environment, but they learn from school how to pass the test, how to pass the exam, and how they could be admitted to college. This is the duty of the teacher at school. They teach the children how to pass the exam, how to pass the test, and how they are going to get admission to college level. So during their formal education, a child learns how to pass the exam and how to pass the test. And there is no matter how smart a child is, he always get promoted to the next class. At this stage of school, a child is taught about the test so he could enter the college. So this is basically a story of every house. The child learns at school how to pass the exam, how to pass the test. And this is the same story that the writer is telling to us. A child learns about passing test, and no matter a child is smart or not, but he gets promoted to the next class. A child is taught about tests so he could pass the exam and he could enter the next level, that is a college level. The children who are good at school, they get better colleges, while those who are not good in school, they end up in very average colleges. In colleges, students are taught so that they could get into graduate school. They also learn a lot more than just passing tests. There the students learn that only smart students get to enter graduate school. So the students learn to compete and destroy their fellow students to get ahead. After a few years of completing their education and enjoying their luxurious life, someday they might open a book to become educated. So a child unconsciously learn many things at home and many things from watching television. For example, picking a lock, committing a bank hold up, and different things a child can learn from watching television. So these are the things that the child is learning, and he had no idea that what he is watching. So in this essay, the writer Russel Baker tells us that it is basically the realization. The title School versus Education is a realization of the inefficient education system and the effects of household on children, because the education system need to be reformed. Education system, in our education system, it is only preparing the students to pass their test, and it is not the real education just to pass the exam. Children need to be taught more than just passing the test. They learn to think and deal with everyday life. And in this way, parents also need to be very mindful and what they are supposed to do. They must observe what the child is doing, and they must be very careful, and they must be around wherever their child is, so that he could not waste his time anywhere and doesn't get involved in wrong activities. I hope that you have understood the summary of the lesson, School versus Education by Russel Baker.